Sorry, there was a couple of people walking by, and now my anxiety is going up. I don't like when people surprise me like this, like just come out of nowhere. I feel like they do this purposely just to make me feel uncomfortable. Uh, but this is kind of like the more private area. I mean, it's a side trail, anyone can come in here, but I don't think a lot of people notice it. I mean, I've done a couple of vlogs here, didn't have a problem. So let's try this again, while my anxiety is still climbing, because people want to make me uncomfortable. Okay, so every time I come here, that's when I remember I should bring my fucking butt spray. Okay, so anyway, so this is what I got the Galaxy version, and so as you can see, well, probably not, but oh, yes you can, that orange light, and orange and blue light, it's actually meaning it's still on, and that's actually what you're supposed to do. And then you flip it up. Hold on a second. Okay. There. So you flip it on. It's going to probably take a while to focus. And then what happens is, on the top screen, right next to that orange bar that says Street Pass on it, there will be a number. So far, it says 3,286. So that's the steps I took to go to CVS and then to this trail. And then, of course, for every 10 steps, I think, is it every 100 or every 10 steps? I don't remember. When you do like a certain amount of steps, that's what the 31 coins is for. You get like these coins. I don't know what you're supposed to do them for, but I think it's something you have to do online. I honestly am not sure, but yep, right there, 3,286. So I'm gonna close this up and then stick it right back in my pocket, and that's how I'm recording my steps. I would have opened the activity log, but I can't do that and hold the camera. So my last step count was at least originally 5,000, or no, 6,000, but I turned it on a second time, and then it ended up being like 7,000 steps. So that's what I'm trying to do from this point on, is that when I do my depression walks, it's pretty much a step goal, because I want to get my body to move, or get used to movement, because of my fatigue. Like, it's so hard for me to move anywhere because I'm too tired to do anything. Like, I'm too exhausted. And this is the only way where I can start fighting it. At least, I definitely can't do like long distance walking. In fact, this nature trail park is right behind my apartment, so I don't have to really travel far. But that's one of the steps I wanted to take, so that's what I'm doing, to kind of give an update. I'm still depressed. I still believe I'm better off dead, but my passion for suicide is just like fading quickly. Like, I have almost zero interest in it. Do I think it's beneficial? Yes. Because like I said before, if I had that strength to try to take my own life, which I don't, because fatigue affected me so badly that I don't even have the strength to even take my own life anymore. I mean, it used to be such a value of entertainment for me. back in the day. I used to cut. I used to drink gasoline, which I only did once. Only drank gasoline once when I was 15 years old. Actually, it was really only one sip, and it really was gross. Let me tell you, I will never do that again. Overdosing, attempted hanging, drowning is nearly impossible because I'm a good swimmer. I attempted to jump off a bridge once, and that was at Gay Pride. And yeah, no one cares about outsiders. People were all around there, they didn't even say anything, which proves my point. People just don't give a shit about me. Okay, fine. Maybe technically that's not true, because I do talk to people on Twitter, and although some people will be far away, they generally seem to care. So, fine. Technically that's not true. But in Minnesota, that's true. I mean, I can't find friends here. They don't even allow that to happen. I don't know what to do. This is what I'm struggling with right now. Fine. I'm doing at least a couple of things. I'm trying to dedicate more to taking my meds. And I'm doing my step goals now. So right now I'm only averaging to 5,000 steps because really I can't. Although I'm trying to get out to get my body used to moving, I'm still too tired to do it. So I'm really fighting just to do the small, like a very small amount. So even though I'm doing that, and then I'm doing the steps, it's like, I don't know what to do now. Because like I said, I'm self-medicating at this point. Not with alcohol, not with whatever, but legitimately trying to help myself. Because therapy never works for me. Vlogging helps because I can release my feelings anytime I want, when I want. I can put this on YouTube so people can understand that I am legitimately struggling with a mental illness. It's not something I'm making up. So this is actually helping me. So that's a start. Vlogging, step goals, which basically is still my depression walks. I don't know what else to do because my anxiety is still there. I mean, two people just walked by, when I cut it off because I didn't want them to see me, although I'm pretty sure they heard me. And I feel like I'm embarrassed. I have this embarrassed feeling just for doing this. And I feel like I should hide because I'm just shaming myself. What other steps do I need to take, basically? What are other things I could do to help myself? What I always wanted when since I was 17 years old was to be an independent. But because of my depression and a combination of simply bad decisions, I became a dependent. Now, it's like I sheltered myself from the world for so long that I don't know how to think for myself. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing small steps now, at least a couple of them, but what do I do after that when I feel like I'm comfortable to take a next step? And the step after that, it's like I only know what I'm doing now. I don't know nothing else. I don't know. Oh, but that's not true. There is one other thing. I think it's time for me to find a support group. I think I need to legitimately try to find it. I've been wanting to do, it's called meetup.com, and it's not just support groups you can find there. You can find groups that are based on interests and stuff. And I've been wanting to try that for a while, but I don't know. I think I did make one attempt, but ended up not doing it for whatever reason. I don't remember. It's a long time ago. But I think, yeah, so I guess that's not technically true. A support group is what I need to at least start researching. I need to actively try to find a support group. Now, here's the thing. I know for a fact that even if I found it, I will never be accepted. So, because I've tried this before. I tried going to this men's group several years ago when I was even struggling with my sexuality. Although which again, another thing I had to deal with on my own since I was 15 years old. There was hardly any discussion with anybody about it. It was very rare. So I had to deal and accept that with my sexuality on my own. And when I was struggling years ago, I did seek out a men's group. But even when I was at this men's group, it was like I was nearly invisible. They would, I remember there was a time or two where they would allow the person to my right, because, we're sitting in a chair, kind of like in a circle, and the guy to my right of me would be able to talk. I would be skipped, and then the guy to the left of me would be talked. So even though I was in the group, it was like I wasn't even there. And that's generally how I feel when I'm in Minnesota. I'm a ghost here, because people here have their friends. They have their social cliques. And because I'm an outsider, because I'm not from here, it's like, unless somebody wants to insult me, I will never be seen, anything more than just a crazy fucker who's just wasting space. So, that's what worries me. Even if I find a support group, I'm not going to be accepted there anyway. I'm probably not going to be allowed to talk. That is my problem. One of my many, many, many problems. So, yes, I will still try to find a support group and see how that works out. But I'm going to have to be negative based on life experience. And that experience tells me that even if I find a group, I will never be accepted to the group. Well, and what I mean is, I may be allowed to participate in the group, but I would never be able to have friends because they already established that friendship, and they don't feel the need to be friends with anybody else than the people they already know. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, yes, it's a natural human thing for people to develop their circle of friendships no matter where you go. That's just natural. And people are allowed to hang with whoever they want, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, I've lived in many places, and as shy as I am, I have made a few attempts here and there. And I can tell you the difference is, in Virginia, as quiet, like I said, I'm naturally a shy, quiet guy. I don't make friends easily, if at all. And not only did I used to have a couple of friends there, but one of the friends who actually was my manager, well, he was a manager at this grocery store I used to work called Kroger. But he invited me to hang out with his friends. So, as quiet and shy as I am, I was invited to other people's houses. I was welcomed. In Minnesota, even after 10 fucking years, it just doesn't happen. They don't want you with them. People here don't want you in their groups. They have their friendships established. And that's the difference. You can try 1,000 times and you can't please these people. You're not important to them. But in Virginia, I still managed to be invited into a circle of friends. They weren't a clique like how they are in this state, but they were a group of friends. And while I never made any, I never established a friendship really with them. I was more of an acquaintance. At least I was invited and they talked to me when the occasion came for it. I don't get that here. And to be honest, my depression put me here. I never even wanted to be here, so I don't know why. At this point, if I do find a support group, it will only be until I leave, wherever I'm going. I still want to go to Phoenix personally, because if I do this dream that I want to do, that I mentioned briefly at the end of my last vlog, then I'm going to need to be in Arizona anyway, so I can train all year round. With a combination of frequent storms and Minnesota being a frozen, practically like an ice age wonder for 6 to 7 months, I can't do it. So, like I said, my living situation is still bad. I don't know how to handle it, except that I have to get out of there, because it's still, like, when I go into that place, I still want to, like, fucking kill myself. And I wanted to do it in the same manner that I tried to do it last time, by overdosing on pills. So I have to get out of there if I want to recover more than, if I want to make a bigger progress in my depression, I have to get the fuck out of there. Because when you live in a bad environment, unfortunately, that affects your mental health. And I deserve to feel safe in a place, rather than, I can't wait to get out of here so I won't have to deal with this shit and that and whatever. But, okay, so I'm kind of rambling on now, so I guess that's kind of the plan for now. Continue to do, I'm not doing these step walks or depression walk every single day. In fact, my last one was like 3 days ago, because, like I said, I still have fatigue, and it's affecting me badly, so I don't have the strength. Like, I'm already tired as it is, so I think every other day I would do it, because unfortunately I want to live now, and that fucking sucks.